Welcome into this MPW Digital Postgame presented by Realtree. Ole Miss, your Sugar Bowl champions, on to this college football playoff semifinals with one of the best football games I've ever been at. I've watched. It's been a crazy night here at the Caesar Superdome. I don't have all my thoughts in order, but we're going to get through it. I hope I'm not kicked out too quickly here. I slipped into the Ole Miss coaches box when they got out, so we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how long I hang out here with you, but wanted to make sure we got with you as fast as possible. Just an incredible night for Ole Miss. They erase a double-digit deficit in the first half. They go on a 22-3 run at one point. Lucas Canero, he breaks the Sugar Bowl record for longest kick twice, and then bangs in the 47-yarder to win it for the Rebels 39-34. Ole Miss over Georgia 13-1 now on the season for Ole Miss. They avenged that loss. Before we get into it, tell you always, we appreciate the people at Realtree, Realtree.com. Talked to Tyler earlier today. Just got a photo of him celebrating here a minute ago. So appreciate those guys at Realtree. Head over to Realtree.com. Get your camo, get your lifestyle, get your hunting gear. Let them help you out as always. I'll try to get to super chats, that kind of stuff as I can. Again, we're just kind of running through this thing as long as we can here. Jeffrey Wright, Tyler Siskey on the call with me. And guys, so many different things here. Yeah, got the Venmo up. Remember, if you do that, please put caps Venmo in the thing so I can see it. I can make sure I take care of you guys when you do that. I see your comments because the stream's going to be rolling pretty quick here. So I appreciate any help with that. Austin, as always, appreciate your super chat. It says, I've cried and I can't stop shaking. Love you all for my boy. Look, it's been I would say the crowd tonight at least 60-40 Ole Miss. They really took over the dome. It's been a pretty electric atmosphere. Again, Trinidad Chambliss throws for 362. Some hero plays. He breaks a Sugar Bowl record for most consecutive completions. I know he had at least 13. That broke Tim Tebow's record. I don't know where he ended up at there, but I guess let me open it up.
13, and then he
Okay.
missed that pass.
Siski, we'll start with you. Just general impressions here because it's been one hell of a night.
Yeah, I thought that one, it was just a great game. I mean, period. I mean, if you're a college football fan and you don't like that, then I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of your fandom, that was a great game. Thought that both teams kind of started out a little bit tentative is not the right word, but both teams started out a little bit gun shy a little bit, but they kind of both found their groove a little bit, and the biggest difference for me was there was the drive where Georgia said, after going down 6-0, they said, okay, we're fisting to run gap scheme right up your ass and make you like it. And they did. And that was kind of what you saw in the first game. And when Ole Miss came out in the second half, did they shut it down? And Georgia, it almost felt like Georgia came out and they're like, hey, this is what we're going to do. We got a lead. We're going to run this thing and, close the game out. And they couldn't get anything going offensively. And the defense played lights out. And they had some, I get it. They gave up some conversions, right, on some third and longs and even some fourth downs, but just to get them creating a lot of negative plays, stopping the run, the whole deal. And then from an offensive standpoint, I mean, the fourth quarter, there were 30 points scored in the fourth quarter, right? So, I mean, total. Offensively, Chambliss just did an unbelievable, just pulled it out of his, just whatever horseshoe he had left. I mean, he used all of his karma and all of his mojo up on tonight. He just played his ass off, man. And then Jeffrey, I saw your text. Yeah, I was a little surprised too with the situation and time. Georgia goes, as a version of one robber, but was playing man free, spying Chambliss with a backer, and they were pressing two, and then ran the old chop route, and it's a route that is very it's used against that defense a lot, and it was pulled out, and they hit it and got it down there, and then I about had a mini heart attack on the next play. Um,
Oh my
since
God.
they, since they,
I thought it
all
was
right, can
gonna
I
be a pick
get?
six.
I want to give a little inside baseball here on this. Chase, this would be a great thing for you to write about.
All right.
This is the Coach Saban thing that has gone back as long as I have known him. When you get a play like that, the play is called boom. All right. Every Saban person runs it. It's condensed 2 by 2, and it's a version of smash. Okay, but it's from condensed. Outside guy runs the out route, and you got the corner route. Well, like Kirby was also at Alabama, like he knows it's coming. Like I'm sure they've coached that up. Like they've probably seen that 800 times. And that was the only thing going through my mind is like, oh my God, he's not fixing to run boom right here. And that corner was probably seen that 875 times since he's been at Georgia. And he about got pick six. And I was like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have ran boom right there. But hey, it worked. He dropped it, and I kind of wish Chambliss would have taken but I don't blame him. But I wish he had taken a little bit more time there, chunking those balls out of bounds. They were doing the right thing, by the way, but ran off a couple more seconds, and then we got to see the officials want to be involved in the game for the last 6 seconds.
Well, and as I tee Jeffrey up, and I mean, I'm not telling you to talk about it, but it's Ole Miss also overcoming the missed face mask there on Lacey that was pretty damn
Oh,
obvious, been able to run that thing out. I mean, had Ole Miss lost, we would have been doing all the officiating stuff because you had that, you had the tiki tack personal pass interference penalty right after that. But this team, as they continue to do, just perseveres. They're starting to tear the stage down in front of me right now. The confetti is on the field. I wrote about Corey Adams a few days ago. Edna Carr won the state championship, his former high school, in this dome. Now Ole Miss advancing to Arizona to face Miami, and wearing the colored jerseys. They'll be the higher seeded team in that game against the Hurricane on January the 8th. There from Phoenix, but Will Eccles he said that it was honoring Corey Adams tonight from the podium or the stage as he was talking tonight. So pretty cool moment there with the way this
yeah.
season began. Jeffrey, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, with all due respect to our fine friends at Realtree, I mean, I think you do have to ask: was the face mask missed because they were wearing the Realtree camo pattern? They couldn't see the
Hey,
helmet.
Ole Miss is undefeated in Realtree helmets all time.
I think you have to say,
Just
yeah.
saying.
I mean,
brother, I know what helmet's getting picked the next 2 weeks.
You think
No
they're wearing
pressure,
this one
Tyler.
again?
Because you said that. Now they've never lost in them, so like, yeah. Yeah. No pressure, Tyler. No
All
pressure at
right,
all.
all right, all right, all right. I got you.
yeah. I mean, to me, the thing that's nice about this run is you can be hyperbolic and it's not wrong because every win is the biggest win in school history. And it just so happened on a night like tonight where, I mean, that was one of the greatest football games I've ever watched. I mean, it obviously meant a lot more to people that are watching this right now. And, I'm super happy for my dad and my two brothers. They're down there. And I'm happy that, my dad had kind of a tough year. And I think this run has meant a lot to him. And so, like that, I'm happy for everyone involved. But the final score is not going to make it seem like this, but I told Chase that I thought this game rhymed a lot with a game that Chase and I covered back in 2014, the Alabama game, where I thought Ole Miss was like game and they were playing well, but they didn't really have the results to show. And then you have the fumble at the end of the half that turns into a defensive score. You had a missed face mask. You had a lot of calls that felt like it went the wrong way. But the other thing that I thought rhymed with it, to Tyler's point, was, man, you could tell right at the start of the second half, the game kind of flipped, and Ole Miss was really controlling the line of scrimmage. Ole Miss, I think, finishes with 9 tackles for loss. I think Georgia only had 2. I mean, guys, if I would have told you those numbers before the game, I think everybody would have sat there and said, well, Ole Miss is A, did Ole Miss find a new defense? And B, like, well, that's going to be probably a formula for them to have a whole lot of success. And then, from the offensive perspective, I mean, Chambliss kind of blacked out there in the second half. And obviously when you compare it to the last time he played Georgia, and his second half, really his fourth quarter in particular, where he just was not very good. And then tonight, I mean, that throw where he scrambled out to his right and found was it Wallace or Caden? But they ran scramble drill and somebody took
I
off
think it was.
deep.
I think it was
And
Wallace. I think it's all running together.
I mean,
I think so.
that's like one of the greatest throws he's ever made. Like you just see black. Like that throw was better than the LSU dig route that we all talked about. And I think the thing that was actually kind of cool about this game is I'm someone that I understand we want to get calls right, and I'm not like a grand conspiracy, but like I think we just spend entirely too much time worrying about officiating and whatnot. Like, shut up and play. Like that was how I was taught to do it. Shut up and play. They had things that went against them. There were so many reasons for them to lay down. But even think back to the after the soft pass interference and the hold on first down. Georgia has it. It was like second and goal from the two, and they force a negative play, and then on third down they play great defense and they force a bad throw and they hold them to a kick, and then it came down for them to make a play and they did it. And like to me, like that's how you want it to be. Like it kind of sucked the way that the ref show kind of ended the game. That you're like, all right, we're ready to just kind of like celebrate and like release and whatnot. And the fact that you're like, wait, I didn't realize that you could recover an onside kick in no time expires. I learned something today.
The receiving team has to touch the ball before the clock starts.
Correct.
It's one of those rules that you never know until it happens to you.
I mean, there was just that one little quick moment where that even those laterals like opened up for like an eighth of a second. You went, hey, somebody might want to get over there real quick. Boy, this is like the most dumb shit ever. Like this could really go weirdly all of a sudden. Just saying, guys.
One of my best friends is a Georgia fan. He's married to an Ole Miss girl, and they were there. And he's like, had we scored on that play, he's like, I think I was getting divorced tonight.
Real quick, super chats. Hayden, appreciate you. Story of this team will be told for ages. Ethan Helms, appreciate you. Haven't slept as it is 5:20 a.m. here, but more than happy to stay up and watch y'all as always. Guy in London there. And then Clutch Cam Rippy, your Twitter is feeding families. What are you doing on social media there, bud?
Oh, nothing. I was just confused. It says Ole Miss won the game 39-34 on the scoreboard, but I assume the Sugar Bowl committee is meeting considering Ole Miss's stadium size and resources to award the win to Georgia, because it doesn't make any sense to me that Ole Miss is a win away from playing for a national title because their stadium size and resources doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Can anyone define the word resources in this?
How big is Hard Rock? Are all four remaining teams in stadiums below 70,000?
That shouldn't be
Hard Rock.
allowed.
I think 65.
Because Alton's not big. Oregon, Ole Miss, Miami, Indiana. That's your final
I think Autzon's 58. I don't know what Indiana is now because I know they've done some renovations, but I believe Hard Rock's 65.
Thanks for the Venmo, Dawson. He says, how long should I wait before I start to worry when I have an erection? You guys are the best. Great coverage. Thanks for everything. He's just excited. It's all good. Appreciate Taylor on Venmo. Good to see you, my friend. And then Joe P. In case Chase needs to slip something to stay in the box. Thanks again for everything. F those refs. Been up all night to watch and now ready to start the day here in London with a smile. Coffee will come soon enough. We've got multiple English listeners here as we're going around 11:30.
Well, be careful what you do with those erections. You could end up with a kid during a game like this. That was a real problem for me throughout most of this.
You're inducing when, Rippy? When are y'all? When? What are we doing?
If this child does not come Friday or Saturday, we are inducing on Sunday. I thought she might come during this game, which would have been a real selfish move. I didn't want to get on the wrong foot with my child, but that would have been really selfish. But she held out, which is awesome. So props to her. They're in the womb. But
hey,
yeah,
Jeffrey,
Sunday, 5 p.m. I guess it's all going down.
Jeffrey, how did your missus handle the swings of this game? How are we doing in real time over there in the Wright household?
For the fourth and the third quarter, like early, was it the first possession? Like I know Georgia got the ball first to start the second half, and Ole Miss I think forced a 3 and out. Ole Miss then I think had 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, and they tried to run the the direct snap, she went straight to bed and turned YouTube on.
Really?
I had to go and wake her. Yeah, I had to go and wake her up and tell her that they won.
Wow. Okay. But it's recorded.
She couldn't
Come
watch.
back and enjoy it later. It's all good.
My wife went to bed because she thought she was bad luck.
Well, it's two things. She is convinced that she's bad luck, but she also can't she emotionally just can't handle it.
Yeah.
Dude, my wife was losing her mind.
I've been down here since Monday, and I mean, for at least an overall week, I don't know if you could have a better bowl experience than Ole Miss people have had these last 4 days. I mean, you got the stadium like this. It's like the cavalry came in yesterday morning at 10 a.m. All of a sudden, it just got overtaken by folks.
Congratulations, Ole Miss fans! Y'all won a real Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
this is your first real Sugar Bowl since 1970. All the other Sugar Bowls that you've been in have been the Citrus Bowl disguised as a Sugar Bowl in New Orleans.
I was writing multiple stories, and I'm still going to use one version of this in the story I was writing. But this pregame and the electricity now that we're in the playoff era is so different. I've been to Sugar Bowls, you said, been to Cotton Bowls, Peach Bowls, but this environment right before this game, it was the first time it's been sort of tangible. And I'm assuming Siski, you've been in bowls that are playing for the national title, whatever. It just feels different when there's actually a ring going on at some point in that bad boy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's weird that you say that. It is in lead up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just mean before the ball's kicked. I mean the whole pump.
It's oddly strange that when the lead up, you can tell it's different, but when the ball's kicked off, it's the same as playing Kent State at 11 a.m. on the SEC Network. You know what I mean?
But you have to slow down and just play. I mean, you can't be hair on fire for 3.5 hours. It doesn't work. That's not a real thing.
Well, I mean, it's actually a challenge that you try to do. I mean, you're trying to keep your guys you don't want your guys anxious. If you have a team that's really anxious, it's documented. You got teams, especially early in the season, I mean, the cramps are associated with it, fatigue is associated with it. There's a lot there. And so, when you have a good team, and I've been on a few of them, your whole staff is really you're more of trying to hold them back than you are trying to. You don't have to get good teams motivated to play. I mean, bottom line. You don't have to get. I will say that
there was one key difference than it being a Kent State game at 11 a.m. Those two teams hit the shit out of each other. That game was physical.
Yeah, there was some, Gunnar Stockton got hit so freaking hard on that one.
My God.
I have no idea how.
Todd Chambers, holy hell at that. And that dude, he gets up, continues to play.
How about the shot Lacey took on the scramble that kept the drive a lot? You think he's going to get the first down because he breaks free, and you think he's going to get the first down easy. And that Georgia kid just absolutely – he hit him so hard he knocked himself out.
Yeah, dude, they were striking it there tonight.
Got a question from Taylor in the Venmo. Appreciate him, as he said, he put it in the chat, which is what I needed you guys to do. Says Ole Miss continues to outplay teams in the second half. What allows them to do that? I'll pitch it to you, Tyler, because we had the lead up of this of Kirby and Georgia's always so calm in the fourth quarter, and they make all these plays and they do all these different things. And when you have that going on, you have to absolutely kind of cut the head off the snake and put them away. And today, Ole Miss just kept coming back, even after Georgia does make that run. I mean, there was a moment there where I think, hell, if Ole Miss doesn't do something on this third down, then Georgia's going to get it back with timeouts and a chance to win this thing in regulation right there. And Ole Miss just continued to make plays after plays after play after play.
Yeah, a few things. One is I saw the graphic when I still have the game up. I have obviously muted. I have the Sports Center up now, but it just showed a graphic. That was the first game that Georgia's lost leading in the fourth quarter since 2018. They were 75-0 in the last 75 games. So, I mean, it's good run for the Dogs on that category. But this game, I mean, just again, I wasn't there, but it felt like it was almost an Ole Miss home game, and the atmosphere and the momentum and the crowd. Georgia had the fake punt, which was big. That kind of curbed a little bit. But the thing where it swung for me like a permanent swing was the 4th and 2, and I don't. If there's some truth, sir, I'm being told. I don't know if they'll discuss it in the post game because the season's over and all that stuff. I don't think the center was supposed to snap that ball. The
left tackle. The left tackle certainly looked like he didn't think there was going to be a snap.
He's blocking is what you do now. He's blocking if somebody jumps off sides, you jump inside gap to keep people from.
Yeah.
Because if somebody jumps and you get a free play, usually your whole offensive line is not in sync, and so you naturally you're taught to jump inside gap to
step inside.
The shortest route to the quarterback. Like the left tackle was protecting like that was a free play snap, and nobody jumped. So I'll be interested there. And then because he cut them, and it wasn't even an extra guy; it was number 2. So that's who he's supposed to block 100 out of 100 times. So that kind of swung everything right there. That was a big momentum. And then the back shoulder ball, the 2 there in the corner, that was big and kind of extended it. That was the big part for me. And then obviously, and Chase, you talked about it earlier, the negative play on was that second goal or third? It was second goal, a negative play. I think it was at +3. I think those were the 2 biggest plays in the game.
Siski, I had a question for you. Not to be like totally repetitive, but we've had some new listeners come in, and like I'm not going to rewatch this shit tomorrow. There was a point in this game where Ole Miss was getting, or Georgia was getting 5 to 7 yards per play on the ground, and then it all of a sudden shifted to where Ole Miss was kind of dominating the line of scrimmage. What did they do differently? Like, what was the shift in the game?
Won their box. It's a age-old saying, dominated their box. A couple of times Ole Miss on some big plays in the first half, they got caught stemming and moving. And if you got somebody moving and you're trying to block in that direction to get go. So they got called a couple of big time runs on that, but they physically won their matchups starting in the second half, and I'm not talking about repetitively. And I thought they did. I think Georgia tried to run the ball early in downs and didn't have success, and they didn't really. He called a great game. When they were passing, he was in coverage, made him check it down and throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, and they were running the post wheel check down plays and on the perimeter, and they did a great job, man. Just at the end of the day, I felt Ole Miss outplayed Georgia. They won the game.
So Jay Robertson, thanks for the super chat. Howdy toddy fellas. Wesley, thank you. Said not much, but you guys deserve it. Literally my favorite podcasters on the planet. Coming in over from Venmo there for you. Rippy, what do you got? What was the question?
No, I was just following up. So nothing schematically changed. It was just wild to me that Georgia, through the first, 15 to 20 minutes of the game, 4 yards run, 7 yards run. Then all of a sudden it seemed like Ole Miss was creating negative plays out of nowhere.
Well, they stopped moving. That's what I was saying. They stopped doing as much stemming and moving and slanting up front and trying to create, and run stunts. But they had the one beside. If you take out that one drive, okay, that one drive that they went 6-0 when they just shoved it right down their throat. You wouldn't. They pretty much handled the running game.
Miami opening as a. We got plenty of time to get to the Hurricanes. Again, reminder: we're going to do a show tomorrow. Neil will be with us for that. He will be. I actually don't know where he will be. We've had a little bit of scheduling situations there. I just need to shut up because I don't know what we're doing. So anyway,
My man saw that clock ticking down. And he was like, motherfucker, he's pulling up calendars.
I don't know if y'all have seen, but flights from Memphis to Phoenix are not exactly cheap right now.
We will do a show tomorrow afternoon when I get back. Was point we'll hit some Miami stuff. We'll do more of that. That's not again. I don't know what kind of borrowed time I'm on. I did claim the coach's box first though. I've had multiple other media members come in and try to take it, but since I'm in here, they've been leaving. So we're
gold, man.
That's an alpha move. Love that. You fight them.
You're gold, man.
I just kind of look back. I'm like, no, we're out.
It feels like the theme of the night is dominating the box.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Neil is talking to players in the locker room right now. That's what he's doing. So he probably won't be on tonight, but again, we'll have a long show with Neil tomorrow. So it's all good. Miami, a 3.5 point opening favorite against Ole Miss. Is there any quick reaction to that?
Oh shit! All right. Well, it's 24-hour rule. Chase. Come on,
Oh,
bro.
Siski, you're not coaching.
We've already talked about this. 24-hour rule.
Oh, good Lord. All right. So I can't talk about it tomorrow afternoon either?
I'd rather play Miami than play Ohio State. Does anyone disagree with that? I mean, I know Miami won the game, but, like, I would much rather play Miami than play Ohio State.
Yeah, that it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be rinse and. I mean, it's going to be what you saw today. They're going to have to figure out how. I mean, defensively, they're going to have to figure out how to stop the run because that's what you're getting. And
you're gonna have to figure out how to block number 4. He's a pretty good player.
You better stay out. I mean, better stay out 3rd and 7+ because 4 will come find you. And I mean, he's a good player.
Siski, what do we overrate the 1 day short of of rest compared to Miami? You got travel, you got media on the. I guess I'm gonna do the math. Media day on the 6th, and then they'll have they'll have a coaches thing on the 7th. You're going to travel the 5th, I guess, at that point. What's kind of the key to getting as fresh as possible for this bad boy on the 8th?
I mean, it's game week. I mean, all kidding aside, is like if you go. I mean, again, it's a team that's won. Okay, what's that? 13 wins on the season.
13.
Is that right? 13-1. You've won 13 times. You played 14 times. You're fixing to go to a national semifinal game. Like, dude, drop your nutsack and let's go play. I'm not. Oh gosh, we ain't got a whole 24 hours of no. Let's play it in the parking lot. Let's go. I mean, they had
less travel.
Let's go.
I mean, what? Dallas to Miami's what? I don't know, a 3-hour flight. I mean, it's got to be 2,000 miles, or I don't know, 1,500 miles. Ole Miss had to, it's 4 hours from. I mean, I know they flew, but like, I mean, to me, like this is kind of the thing that I keep thinking about. If I would have handed y'all this season as a script for a movie, y'all would have been like, get this shit out of here. Like this is like a horrible movie, like the Kiffin drama. Like you would have thought, like this is the CW would be like, this is too dramatic. Like, come on, like this is truly like one of the most nuts stories I've ever seen / covered in all of sports.
Well, that's the thing here. I mean, this shit wasn't fluky tonight. Total yards, Ole Miss 473, Georgia 343. Rushing yards, Georgia only had 124. Ole Miss had 111 less, but whatever. Ole Miss runs it.
You took out that one drive, then you're having a different conversation about the running game too.
Ole Miss had 27 carries for 111, so they averaged 4.1. Georgia only averaged 3.4 on the ground per carry today.
This is like kind of what it goes down to. Like Ole Miss outgains them by 130 yards, but yards per play 6.5 to 4.9, yards per completion 12.1 to 11.5, yards per rush 4.1 to 3.4. Red zone, Ole Miss 4 for 4 in the red zone for 28 points. Georgia 5 for 5 for 27 points. Like both teams have one turnover, turned it into 7 points. Ole Miss 9 tackles for loss. Georgia 3. Like that's the thing is like when you go through like kind of the numbers that matter. Like Ole Miss kind of kicked their ass, man. Yeah, and the reason why the score was what it was is because Georgia has a really good freaking team. Like that is a unbelievable roster.
No, they were good. It was a great game.
The short turnaround aside, Siski, I'm curious, do you make anything of the fact that the portal opens tomorrow? Like Joey Galloway mentioned something earlier. I don't know if I misheard him, but he was like, I don't think the Ole Miss offensive coaches care about the outcome. And then he said something to the effect of like Trinidad Chambliss is a young quarterback. I was like, okay, this guy's on drugs. But be that as it may, doing 2 jobs at once with the portal open, does that, like now that it's open, do you make anything of the fact that you've got 6 offensive assistants doing 2 jobs?
They're not making any damn decisions. They already know.
I think the guy that matters actually does care. The play caller seems to care, and he matters.
No, I'm talking about for their
Siski's
new job.
About portal players.
I'm talking about portal players. Like you already know who you're getting and who you're not getting and who you're going after, and that part has been decided. So now the discussion is between Billy Glasscock and the agents and Either you're getting
No,
the deal done or not.
and let me clarify real quick. No, Neil, it was nothing about Ole Miss losing or winning or like for whatever. It's that we've got some logistical issues on where literally he's going to be tomorrow because of stuff going on. It had nothing to do with. I mean, no, I mean, God, our business is much better with Ole Miss winning. It's not about that. It was about literally what is he doing tomorrow because of what he
Yeah,
was expecting to do.
he's got basketball now, football, and then there's a lot.
Yeah. We got stuff in Oxford now because football's playing, and we got a basket. He's supposed to be. He was initially supposed to be in Norman for a basketball game. That feels a
Yeah.
little less important at the moment. So we got stuff going on. That's the point that we're making there. I did hear during the game that despite LSU making a pretty good run at the moment, and again, nothing is final here. I'm not getting in the middle of this, but I am hearing Lucas Canero likely to stay with Ole Miss despite LSU throwing a hell of a bag at him this week.
That's good. He's living my childhood dream.
He probably got some money tonight, boss.
I was gonna say it. I hope they didn't sign anything.
Every one of those kicks it went through, I was like, five figures.
Dude, dudes like that, and now it's so many kickers because the kicking game has improved so much. I mean, it sounds different off the foot. Like it's a damn bomb going off when they hit it.
Oh, so I got some behind baseball too here for you because I have Lawrence Tynes, who is one of my real good friends, kicked in the NFL forever.
He's one of my favorite kickers.
Yeah, for you, Giants guy, right? He won a couple of Super Bowls for the Giants.
He might have missed 3 in one game, but he hit the one I needed him to.
Yeah, big nuts. Love LT. So I asked him about how the kickers in the NFL has just gotten dumb this year, like how far they're kicking it and all this stuff. So in the NFL, they would only they would not give you forever. They would only give you the balls right before the game. And they used to only give them to you 15 minutes before the games, the balls that you were going to kick. Then they went to an hour. This season, they gave all the footballs that they're going to kick for the whole season. They gave them to them before the season started, but they can only use them in 3 games. And so these kickers have been breaking these balls in since preseason, and they get to use them for 3 games. So that's why the footballs are traveling about 15 yards further than they normally do.
They're basically they get to doctor them up like quarterbacks can
for a whole year. They get them instead of having them for an hour before kickoff. They have them for the whole year.
I mean, the one from 55 was good from 65. And the one from 56 was still good from 60, 61. I mean, he was hitting the shit out of it.
Dude, he was hitting in the middle.
The contrast to that, too, is when the Georgia kid missed the kick. When you see a kick online on TV, you're so accustomed to these guys having so much power. Seeing one come up short is actually kind of shocking. Like that kid that didn't have the leg.
Thanks for the couple of Venmo questions here regarding Lane, Archie, Mitchell. Yeah, he was not at the game. He was actually at the LSU women's basketball game tonight, where they suffered their first loss to Kentucky. He came out with Mulkey and did the holding hands, handshake thing, all that stuff. But 80-78 Kentucky over LSU women's basketball tonight. That's
Duquette had like a tweet earlier today, like, Lane Kiffin's been dying to meet Kim Mulkey. Like, he'll be at the women's basketball game tonight. It's like,
he wrote that?
Did he? Oh yeah.
Oh God.
It was like it was one of those ones where it's like, can you get a jizz rack, buddy? Like, just like.
Who had Pete Golding with 2 playoff wins and Lane Kiffin with 0 on a bingo card to start the year?
Imagine how bad that's killing him. He's 50 years old. He probably stepped out of a Palm Beach tan to go to a women's basketball game in which they lost, and his successor won a second playoff game.
Tyler Reb on the stream. That's pretty good right there. He says Lane losing a home game to Kentucky. Can't imagine. That was pretty good. Good.
What I mean,
good credit there.
Well, he tossed me a softball.
He did make.
I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna watch that 0-2 hanging curve go right down the middle, Jace. It's New Year's 2026.
This is hilarious to me because I know in his heart of hearts, like, he doesn't want Ole Miss to win without him. Is this like the fact that LSU's still paying him for all of these wins? It's like, is that the least satisfying money you could ever make?
It's
made $500K today.
It's emotional hedge.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he made 5, I mean, get it, whatever. He's making $14 million, whatever. Like, I still know plenty of rich people that when you throw 500 grand at them, they still like it. Like this is like what's funny to me is like I know like he's so wrapped up in wanting it to be about him. It's like this is hilarious. Like that's another like when I talk about the plot, like
I'm not.
if we were making this into a movie and then if I pitched you, Tyler, if we're in the writer's room and I go, hey, and by the way, when the coach leaves, we're gonna have the new school pay him his bonuses from the school he left because they just want to make sure he gets that money. You would literally look at me and go, there's no one on the planet that would do that. Like this is like there's no way that would happen. Like that's too unrealistic. That's what's happening in real life.
Chase, they come and get the
And to
headsets.
further that subplot, it would just be the 50-year-old autist is going to subtweet his former school for 3 weeks just to dive into that script more.
Well, I mean, he actually listened. I mean, he was told. I mean, yeah, when they pan, if Ole Miss is losing, then what you do is going to get misconstrued either way. And if they're winning, I mean, you're going to like. It was dumb. It was stupid. The whole situation. So.
I mean, I'm exhausted of it. I mean, I'm just gonna be.
Oh, you are.
I really am. Let's go.
Hey, can you comment on your situation yet?
I don't know, Chase.
Hey, do we know how Neil broke that story?
Yeah, he got sources.
I was so pissed.
You got to fire your agent. He leaked some shit.
I was like, "Who the hell told you that?" I was like, I was pissed. I was
like, let me ask you this way: you can answer this. When's the last time you called plays?
2011, 12, something like that. Like by myself.
Yeah.
2012. Like I've called them in situational, but 2012.
Well, thanks for super chat. Any update? Go ahead.
I may or may not have texted someone that had to call. That's going to have to call plays. I am so pissed that I actually have to watch the UFL again because the Showboats left town, and I was like, okay, cool. This is done. Like I never have to do this again. But now I'm going to have to watch again. Like that's really annoying.
Yeah, how do I get some merch?
I'm just a washed up has been, man. I just this is football. I love the people that act like like you have.
Do we have to go through AJ to get merch?
I don't know. It depends on. I mean, I may know somebody. I don't know. I may know.
Well, if I know the UFL like I think I do, we are going to have to pay cost for that merch.
I was about to say I'll pay cost plus. I just want to support the league. How do I get some Stallions gear?
I'll let you know when I get mine.
All right. Well, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you as always. No update on Trinidad getting the extra year. I know people are not overly confident. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone to the links or whatever. The NCAA's basically been like, hey, if you want an answer right now, it's no, and then we'll give you a final one later. But no, he has not heard that yet, and there's no real timetable from that standpoint. Well, here's the question, Siski. Can we do some sort of contest, or we spin a wheel to be able to call a play at some point during the game or something? Like we work out some MPW digital gimmick to some sort?
Well, the thing I'm more concerned about than anything is the freaking headset being live. Like, your boy's I'm gonna have to calm down because like I'm liable to say something and get my ass canceled quick.
I think you have a 7-second delay.
Well, they're gonna need a hell of a lot longer than that one because I may be going for longer than 7 seconds.
MG, thanks for the Venmo. Andre says, fantastic game. Isn't a nice story always about the players now?
Into the first half today, if I was on a headset, it would have been like, beep, beep, beep,
holy shit. Did he think it was second down?
Well, just football IQ, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But like, he was right by the sideline. You're right there. Just go.
Shout out to,
take a step.
Shout out to Pete though. Pete did not throw him under the bus at halftime. He said we put him in a bad spot on the check down. But that one, I was like, what are we doing?
Did you see fake on that punt coming ever in a world for Kirby there?
He likes to do that, like fake it. Thought that was a little aggressive. Even for him,
it was a sick fake though. Like,
Great
I'll
fake.
give them credit. Ole Miss didn't actually play it poorly. Like, I thought they were kind of like, it was just a sick fake.
Yeah, it was man, well executed, well designed, the whole deal. But like, that's the call you make when you've already won 2 national championships. That's what that
Are you
is.
shocked by the later fourth down there at the end because of the 3 timeouts and 2-minute warning, or is it because of the 3 timeouts and 2 minutes warning that you go for it?
You talking about on the 4th and 9 or the 4th and 2?
Well,
No,
the
4th
9. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you go for it there. You go for it there. And I will say this: it was the great. A lot of people probably question it and were probably yelling at their TV. Pete and Charlie made 100% made the right decision to run the ball on first down because
I agree.
they had 3 timeouts left.
And you go 3 and out, that shit was weird.
Yeah, you gotta. And once they decided, hey, they're not going to use their timeouts, if you punt it to them in that situation, if you had to punt it to them, they wouldn't have enough time to do anything with it. They'd have got the ball back with like 10 seconds, and you would have had it deep in their territory. So, but if you throw it, it's incomplete, and they got 3 timeouts, and all of a sudden they're getting the ball back with 50 seconds, and probably in that case 2 timeouts or 1 timeout, they can go get in field goal range. So it was 100% the right decision to run the ball on first down.
Tyler, I think you'd agree with me. The 4th and 9 going for it, which I think that was the right call because you could not afford to. But it felt like a direct response. Remember, Kirby had 4th and 9 against Bama. Same thing. It was like 4th and 7 or 8 against Bama at midfield, and he chose to punt it, and they never got the ball back. And I think he was.
He literally said when somebody went down or something, you saw him on the headset said, "We may not get the ball back."
Yeah.
Like you're at that point, you're doing possessions. I mean, I would have gone for it. I mean, I get you had 3 timeouts and you could have stopped them, all that stuff. But that if by punting it, the only thing that it would have been a win is if they got a quick 3 and out with no first down, and they would have got the ball back with good field position on first down. But where they were, unless they pinned them at the 1 yard line, it would be difficult to get the ball there back, and time off the clock.
I'll also say this: I had the main broadcast did not do that throw justice from Stockton. You had to watch the sky cam because the main throw, it just looks like Branch is kind of in the middle of the zone, and it's like a pretty simple throw and catch. Ole Miss dropped, whatever. I think they only rushed 2. They had a guy in the lane. I mean, he had to thread it through a pretty tight window. Like, Stockton is not my cup of tea, but I just find myself every time I watch him play, I just kind of do the old, kid's gutty. Like, he is, I don't know.
He's tough as hell. My God. I mean, just made plays. Wasn't anything on him today. Eddie, thanks for the Venmo. Appreciate you. So it seems like Ole Miss will be a bigger story, or the powers will be trying to hush you up. You're going to be the toast of the town for a few days right now, bud. It's a hell of a football game. You're about to dominate some airwaves for 5 or 6 days. I mean, there's no doubt about that at all, no matter what. So I think that's a little bit of a lingering frustration you got just from the way the regular season and some of the start of the postseason was going. But no, I don't think that'll be a problem heading.
It's almost like when you
here.
removed. It's almost like when you removed Lane from the equation. And I want to be clear. Like, Lane's responsible for the roster. Like, I'm not saying give him no credit, but it's like when you remove him from the equation, it's almost like you can appreciate this team's got good players. Like, I feel like that receiving core has been criminally underrated all year. Like, Lacey has been phenomenal. Chambliss is like one of the most ridiculous stories ever. Like, now that you've removed Lane from the equation, it's almost like you can sit there and be like, how the hell did this thing happen? Like, this is just it's not even a Disney movie. It's insane.
Are you suggesting he could possibly be an attention sponge that took all the attention away from
Yeah,
everything?
but I mean, I feel like I was on the other side of this too. It's like I had to tell my wife this 8,000 times. Like, when you make the deal with Lane Kiffin, don't marry Lane Kiffin. Like, do not think that you're special and you're different and that this time he's going to fall in love. He's not. Like, you know the deal. And by the way, is there anybody that would trade this run?
Hey, help me out here, Siski, because we're following through this thing. time management in the first half. It ended up not mattering, but what you kind of see on all that sequence?
Which part?
Ole Miss not being able to get a kickoff there toward the end of the first half, the way that last minute and a half played out.
He threw a check down and he stayed in bounds. I mean,
Yeah, fair enough.
It was everything was going great until he decided to the tight end decided to try to run through 85 Georgia guys from the 50-yard line. Everything was great until he thought he was playing Tecmo Bowl with Bo Jackson.
User error,
Listen,
right?
I have to on behalf of all rights out there, not our finest moment. Normally we pride ourselves.
Can we interview our guy in the press box, please? Can we interview our guy in the press box? Can we give him? Is this a Ole Miss guy or is this a Sugar Bowl guy? None of the above. We can't.
Did I see purple and gold there?
Yeah, ask him for a badge. How's he allowed to be in there? Ask him for an ID. Excuse me, sir. Is he still in there? He just went to the right.
Two of them.
Oh.
Playing charades.
Are they feds?
Yeah.
You got
it did look like it looked like Judge was quite frustrated there at that point. By the way, the guy that's been in the playoff before, he had quite the day-to-day from a wide receiver standpoint. Harrison Wallace, he goes 9 for 156 on 11 targets today, including the long of 44, Stribling, the huge one there at the end, but 122, 7 catches, 9 targets for him. Caden Lee, 4 catches, 19 yards, and then on down. He was the third leading receiver. It was really a two-man show there, Wallace and Stribling. And Gunnar Stockton, we mentioned him a minute ago, he ends up finishing 18 of 31 for 203, 1 touchdown, no picks for him. Frazier,
Tyler,
86 for 15.
Could you imagine if Drew Aller just had some help at receiver? Imagine how good he could have been if he could have really had some receivers.
Yeah. He's a good player. Good player.
He is a good player.
That's why I just laugh. When everyone's like, well, the reason why Drew Allers doesn't throw to receivers and doesn't have good numbers because he hasn't had any good ones. I don't know. Every time I've seen that kid since he showed up at Ole Miss, he always seems to be open. So
it happens. They're good ones. Kind of like my guy, everybody used to make fun of me for liking my guy Kennedy, and he's just going and just went in the freaking world, and everybody shit on me for liking him as a player too. Good player.
I think Parham's got a really good question here that I don't know if necessarily know how to answer. It says, Chase, how weird is the staff thing going to be with the portal opening? Feels like it benefits Ole Miss essentially having recruiting staff and a scheme game plan staff. I will repeat this. I don't know if I'm going to be right. I think there's a world where Charlie's the only coach that's headed eventually to Baton Rouge that maintains the rest of the time. I think that's at least on the table. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I do. What?
Why would that happen?
Just with the portal officially open, I think it increases
this is what I was trying to ask
weirdness.
Earlier. Siski, how do you balance the two?
What is? I guess that's my point. Is what are they going to do in Baton Rouge? I don't. That would make it may happen. Because I know you're not making that up. Okay, so that makes
you don't think I just woke up this morning and went, you know what? Here's an idea. Here's a scheme.
Kind of like Neil's tweet yesterday, right? I understand, but it makes no sense to. There's nothing they're going to do that's going to help them moving forward. Nothing. Because what exactly are they going to do in the next week?
You're talking about to stay here or go?
If they were if the guys that were going to LSU were leaving and going to Baton Rouge, exactly what would they be doing that's going to help their future employment? Because you already know who you're going to get. It's not surprise. It's January 2nd. Look who got in the portal today. You already know who you're going to get. You've already
because 1,000 players got it. We're already in for midnight. 1,000. I saw the tweet.
Per sources, as I was sitting right here on this couch today, there was another guy sitting in that chair right there that was doing deals for 25 different players today. It's not January 2nd yet.
It is now.
Siski, on top of that, this might be a dumb question, but I thought of this today with those stupid ass Joey Galloway comments. he talked about those 6 assistants on the Ole Miss offensive side might not care about the outcome. Well, Ole Miss continues to win, so they won another game. Like, is there any reason to question the commitment of that staff to win 2 more games to win a national title? I think that's a dumb suggestion, but just you're a coach, so like, why would you care at all one way or another?
No, hell no. I don't even know why that narrative gets pushed.
Right.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. It really is. And I feel bad. I don't feel bad for all of them. I feel bad for most of them. They get grouped in with another guy that's already left. But no, if you're not coming, if they didn't want to be there, they didn't want them to win, they wouldn't be there to start with. Mm-hmm. It's not easy on them either. I mean, there's a lot of shit that they, I don't know. I think it's.
No, it's been the point the whole time. Ole Miss has felt comfortable with that. It hasn't been an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, they have felt completely comfortable with how that situation has been playing out.
Here's the thing: is like I think there is this. I know there is. There is a. Y'all know me. I'm not a fan of anybody, right? There is a whole different. You're not a fan as a coach. It's a job. Okay. But their loyalty is not with Ole Miss. Their loyalty is not with LSU. Their loyalty is with the relationships that they have with players that they actually care about. They're not doing the shit for Ole Miss. They're not doing the shit for LSU. They're doing it, Charlie Weiss does it because he has a relationship with the players on the team that he's, and you're doing it. It's no different than you've probably at some point in your life, you've probably done something that you've probably been uncomfortable with for one of your friends or somebody that you cared about. It's no different than that. And so it's not like nobody's trying to screw Ole Miss that's in the building. Nobody, they're doing it. They care about the players, and that's very evident. I mean, it is what it is. And I can't say that for everybody, but I can say that for most of everybody. And look, Pete's not going to let them in the fucking building if they're going to hurt the program. Right. Hey, last time I checked, shout out Pete Golden, 2-0 is the head football.
Many people are asking this question: is Pete Golding a better coach than Ryan Day?
I mean, let's just slow down just a little bit. Let's let him get through.
I'm just saying.
Let him get. Let's let him.
Look, 2 more and it's a definite yes, right? I mean, 2 more and it's a lot.
One has the Ohio State job.
Dude, how about this?
Never lost as a 21-point favorite.
Dude, Pete Golding, if he wins 2 more games, he should retire.
Oh my! Yes, I agree. He should go Elway. He should go full Elway.
Pete's like, hey guys, and real, and go like coach kickers at Regents or something. You know what I mean? Just like
the greatest that ever. No, go coach like high school. Like you just get the greatest that ever was. Like
go to Regents, to go to local private school in Oxford and coach kickers. That'd be great.
Steve Fisher on steroids
so far has seemed pretty awesome, hasn't it? Like, it bothered me a little bit. Like, I was impressed with Golding when he was the DC here, but like when he got hired, like the national narrative is like, this is some schmuck that wasn't qualified. I thought he was impressive as a DC. I don't know. I thought he's handled things pretty well so far. He killed that SPP interview.
It's like every hire ever. It's like all the fans have their mind made up with their guys. Like it's like the Whittingham hire at Michigan. It's like, because the guy doesn't get up there and get on these little Twitter fingers and get on these little dogs account and get all the little people happy on the message boards, he can't coach football. Whittingham's hadn't done anything but won like 9 to 10 games a year for the last 65 decades.
Michigan just upgraded their head coach by a factor of 1 billion.
But what I'm saying.
Dog doesn't have a Twitter, to Siski's point.
The thing that's hilarious is Penn State and Michigan kind of back their way into like great hires. Like, does that mean they're gonna?
Well, like, there's this thing like if you don't, I don't even understand it, but like if you're not a professional, if you don't cut a promo at your press conference that you can't coach football, I don't understand it. But like, I think with the situation that Pete was in and what he's done, I think his past experience definitely helped him with that. Look, I mean, we act like the guy doesn't know what's going on. He just coordinated the defense for the greatest football coach in the history of time. And you think you've had like what's been going on in Oxford, Mississippi for the last 31 days, 32 days, whatever it's been. That's like every day in Tuscaloosa. You just don't hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of used to the chaos.
Well,
Thanks,
on
Matt.
top of
Thanks,
that, it's like
Josh, Stanton,
look at all
the Venmo stuff. Real quick,
Chase,
Jeffrey.
I was
Let me
gonna
run
say
through
this.
this real quick. Yeah, go ahead, and I'll come back. Go ahead.
Like, look at all of the chaos that's going around, and look what the football team has done. The 2 opportunities they've had to play football, like they've showed up and looked like the same team. Like, somebody has to be responsible for that.
No, it's impressive.
No, it was Siski. It wasn't either. It's the coach comm folks. It's the communication folks.
That's what I'm saying. They use the Superdome's headsets tonight?
No, it's the actual company, like to make sure nothing goes wrong or anything like that with the player coach stuff. Yeah.
I'm with you. We used to have just our people in the building did that. I know. We're
No.
gonna graduate.
It's all somebody new now.
Oh, okay.
It's from
Where were they
outside.
in Pasadena?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just
Didn't
maybe it wasn't
matter.
these 2 fine gentlemen. Yeah. No, I think I was in their way. They were very patient with me as I was doing that. Stanton, thanks for the Venmo, says, where is it here? Had it up a second ago and now I lost it, so I apologize. You guys are putting in a ton of comments, so that is my fault. It was something about Lane, but now I can't find it.
I need to correct Daniel Christian 4545. Mark May did not say once a run, always a run. That was
Trev Alberts.
That would be the athletic director.
That was Trev Alberts.
That was Trev Alberts. He said, "Would Ole Miss have won the game tonight if Kiffin was there to override Pete G and CW's decisions?"
Trev Alberts destroying Nebraska Omaha's athletic department, falling upward to the Nebraska job, then going to A&M is an all-time falling upward job, by the way. It doesn't really get talked about enough. Being terrible at what you do and continue to get raises is a real skill.
Yeah, the crowd was at least 60% Ole Miss, maybe 65, something like that. That's where we were. There. So,
really, it was more Ole Miss people.
You're kidding, right?
No, I was watching on TV. I'm just some schmuck. I didn't get the passes like you do.
No, it was like a damn home game. I think Kirby said that on the PC. He said it felt like a road game. It was loud as hell when Ole Miss did anything today. Yeah.
That's awesome.
A lot of Georgia people were keeping their powder dry for Fiesta.
Fair enough.
Well, that was another stat that they said tonight on the broadcast that, like, I don't know if maybe Georgia's getting their due for how consistent they've been, but McDonough was like, this is the 4th time in 5 years that Georgia's in the playoff. And you're like, oh, yeah, by the way, the other year that they didn't make the playoff, they were undefeated and then lost in the SEC championship game.
Yeah. They were the best team in the country the year they didn't win it. They didn't go.
Yeah. All right, hey, we're at an hour there. I'm kind of getting lights and stuff shut off in some areas, so probably need to make sure I'm getting some work done and get the heck out of here pretty soon. We're going to go live tomorrow. Probably, I'm taking some guesses here. I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. Let you know as I know it. We'll have Neil. We'll be around for a while, but this went better and longer than I was anticipating when the day started. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to get this type of post-game show. So appreciate, obviously, the people in the window here with me, my folks, for staying up this late, and all the listeners as well. But again, appreciate Realtree, Realtree.com. Head on over there. Again, I got some photos and stuff from Tyler. They were here celebrating with thousands of Ole Miss fans. 39-34, Rebels upset Georgia on to Glendale, Arizona, where they'll meet the Miami Hurricanes on January the 8th. Miami a 3.5-point favorite, but Ole Miss one more win away from playing for a national title. Just one hell of a story. Been a crazy week here in New Orleans, so we get back tomorrow. We'll have another show for you and then plenty of coverage. Rebels 24/7. We had a bunch of stories being written, and frankly, we had to start chopping them around, and storylines kept changing. It's been kind of a nightmare from trying to get content up with all the stuff going on in different ways as time moves forward. So, hey, y'all guys go celebrate. Be safe. Get back to Oxford, and we will talk to you again soon. Again, Ole Miss 39-34. Talk to you tomorrow.